We love to travel, preferably away from the classic travel routes. My passion is to take photos and to capture the world and life with all its beauty.
And it's my passion to put our trips together, and I am always looking for extraordinary places. We want to share our pictures and our experiences with you, and we want to inspire you. Follow us on our travels and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of our trips.
Our flight from our previous destination, Sri Lanka, to Kochi only took an hour. We had some respect for India. With all the pictures and stories in mind, we didn't really know what to expect. In retrospect, Kochi was the perfect start for us in India. In the beautiful colonial fort, it was quiet, and we met some travelers from all over the world. We deposited our luggage in the hotel and went straight to the promenade to watch the fishermen with the Chinese fishing nets. The catch was also sold straight away. It was exciting to watch the fish trader do their bidding. Hungry from the trip and fulfilled with a beautiful evening atmosphere, we treated ourselves to a delicious Indian thali.
We went to the authentic and lively Mattancherry district with all its colorful shops and craftsmen. Here we got a small impression of what was waiting for us in India. India with its bright colors, the chaos, the endless energy, the warm people and the adventure that were waiting for us. The magic of India immediately charmed us. The people of Kochi were proud of their work and their country and had always a smile for us.
For me, it was time for a haircut. Obviously nervous about satisfying the foreign clientele, both hairdressers took care of my haircut. They also succeeded perfectly with a simple paper scissor. Shortly afterwards, our attention fell on a man who was pouring a yellow mass into hot oil. We asked him what he was doing. Obviously pleased with our interest, he replied, "I make rupees." Then I replied jokingly, "If you produce rupees, that is money, then this here is probably a kind of a bank." All the men in the room rolled laughing. It was like they couldn't stop laughing. They gave us a sweet rupee because we had amused them so much. The rupee was very, very sweet.
After that it was time to eat something. Our fish mango curry was so incredibly delicious that we thanked the cook in the kitchen directly. India is so rich in handicrafts and culture, and that includes Indian cuisine too. We can say that we are addicted to Indian food and could have eaten all day. And I think that's probably how the Indian feels too. One evening we stopped in front of a restaurant where a man was shaping and baking paratha in an incredible speed. We were convinced that it was time to have some food. After dinner, a group of travelers asked us where they could find some good food. With great enthusiasm we recommended the restaurant behind us, where we had just eaten.
When we were on our way to breakfast the next morning, a man spoke to us in the hotel entrance area. He said that he saw us last night as we recommended his restaurant to the travelers. He was the owner of this hotel and the restaurant. And because he was so happy that we recommended his restaurant with great enthusiasm, He sat on his scooter and got us a huge selection of free food for breakfast. Again and again we were touched by the warmth and generosity of the people.
Another day we took the ferry to Fort Waipin and strolled through the beautiful fort. Back in Fort Kochi we wanted to go to the fishing harbor and had a snack on the way. We especially liked the lentil vada. In the fishing harbor we watched a man shredding ice and filling the fish with it in boxes. Amused by our interest, a man held out a shovel, and when I actually grabbed it and helped shovel the ice, we had once again caused a roaring laugh. With a smile on our faces, we treated ourselves to a delicious curry. Trains and buses are the two main forms of public transport in India. It was always interesting for us to watch people and have good conversations. So we took the night bus to Mysore. Mysore, here it was now, the chaotic, colorful, loud, lively, crazy and magical India that we had in our mind. We strolled through the most colorful and beautiful market we have ever seen, and we couldn't get enough of the colors and the beautiful scenery. Here at the latest, India had finally cast a magical spell on us. We haven't seen many foreigners in Mysore. The city felt very authentic. No matter where we looked, everything was so different from what we were used to.
After a little refreshment we wanted to see the Mysore Palace. But we weren't the only ones who had this idea. We decided to stroll through the castle park rather than stand in line for a long time. In front of the castle a school class came towards us and wanted to take photos with us. This wasn't the first time and it wouldn't be the last when we were asked for photos.
A few selfies later, we walked past free-range cows to the elephants. We were lucky, today was washing day. Not only the elephants, but also the saris were washed. The saris were then placed on the field to dry next to the cows.
When we wanted to pay with our 50 rupee notes on the bus to the Jamundi Hill Temple complex, the cashier held a newspaper out to us. Because he didn't speak English and we couldn't read the newspaper, we were a bit at a loss. Then the man behind us gave us a 50 rupee note which he exchanged with ours. He said that some believed there were fakes in circulation but that was not true. However, we could then pay our ticket and talk the rest of the trip with a man about the beauty of India. The temples on Chamundi Hill are beautiful and popular as an excursion destination, and on every corner we met many cheeky little monkeys.
Now it was time for our next destination, Hampi. We had heard a lot of positive things and we were really looking forward to the former royal city of Hampi. We bought a second-class ticket and took the night train. On the train we got into a conversation with a couple of Indian doctors that preferred to drive second class as well, because of the good conversations. They proudly told us about their country and their cultural wealth, and also that they have 5 household employees. When we replied that it is different in Switzerland and that we do not have household employees, it seemed like they were a little bit sorry for us. Because Hampi is many hours away from the classic travel destinations of India, we only met a few travelers. Most of the visitors were Indian, and because the whole area is huge, we were mostly able to enjoy the magic of Hampi all by ourselves, and that is seldom possible in India. Hampi has an incredible romantic beauty. The temples and the ruins are widely scattered and embedded in a unique landscape. The round rocks appear gentle and powerful at the same time. One of our highlights of our Hampi visit was definitely to experience the sunset from Mattancherry Hill.
On the opposite side of the river, which can only be reached by the ferry from Hampi, we had some black tea with temple view. An Indian couple at the table next to us sat completely in the sun, and we moved our table so that they could also sit in the shade. They were very happy about it. The small tourist center of Hampi is located here with shops and restaurants. We rented a scooter and explored the lovely area. Animals grazed everywhere in a breathtaking landscape. The simplicity with which the farmers worked here had an incredible beauty for us. The pictures of Hampi are etched in our hearts forever. The next day a car drove past us, stopped suddenly and drove back. When they let down the windows, a woman asked us if we would like to go with them. Then we realized that it was the couple from the restaurant whom we had offered the shade. This little story is just an example. India is full of lovely encounters.
With a heavy heart we left Hampi and took the night bus to Mumbai. In our bus we had a small double bed with a screen and Bollywood films. Mumbai was the total contrast to Hampi. We found Mumbai to be incredibly loud, hectic, colorful, chaotic and full of energy. It seemed as if the city never came to rest. First of all, we were completely overstimulated.
We strolled along the promenade and we were often asked by young Indians if they could take a photo with us. I made a joke to ask the next one if he would be willing to pay 20 rupees for it. Laughing, I declined and posed with him for a photo. He pushed the 20 rupees into my hands anyway, and I made up my mind to give them to someone of need. But unfortunately I forgot, and I still have the 20 rupees in my wallet.
Because it was Christmas Eve today, we treated ourselves to our most expensive beer in whole India, on a rooftop bar, and watched the sun sink into the sea. Follow us on our trip to New Delhi, the Taj Mahal and through Rajasthan, in our second part of our India trip. We would be very happy about a like and subscribe to the channel for further travel inspiration.